Yes. Hello, students. A very good afternoon, and I welcome you all to the new financial year. I can say that. I hope by now you know that. So we're on April 1st and one step closer to the exam. And so let's begin as it is of this performance review call with a discussion followed by our contemplation. Okay. For those who are new into this group, the structure of this group will be first, you all will be put into the breakout rooms. A question will be posted. Whatever comes into your mind, you will start brainstorming the aspect. Okay. And please, over this breakout rooms, introduce yourself and share your thoughts on the question. After that, you will be back to the session where we will be discussing upon how your week went by and what challenges you faced and what new realizations happened this week. Okay, clear? So let's begin with the breakout room. And today's question is this. It's an interesting question. And this is a very, very potential topic of UPSC, an interest topic of UPSC. That is poverty. Okay. You all know about poverty. You would have seen things around you, but to what extent do you know about this concept called poverty? Why is this country poor? If you say it is poor, how do you define poverty? And how is that phenomenon operating? You will be studying that as a part of social justice, as a part of economy also. However, right now, without subject, whatever is your observation, you will share here on this concept. Poverty leads to population, or population leads to poverty. Post your arguments. What is your understanding of it? Do you think our population of the country is increasing because of poverty? Or do you think we are poor because we are too populated? What's your opinion? Okay. So I'll be putting you all into the breakout rooms and I want all of you to discuss this question. So please introduce yourself and discuss on this question. Okay. So this will be a networking thing. So we have 10 students today. Right now, so I will be designing 3 rooms so that all of you are able to discuss. Okay, 2 rooms so that 4. Please click the join option and join. Please click the join option and join. Junaid, I hope it's clear. Please join in. Yeah. You will actually have an obstacle. What is the obstacle? Sir, my mock test scores are not going high. How can I be happy? You know, my relationships are not good. How can I be happy? You know, whatever is the reason, reasons will come. Situations and people will come. Now, the question is, how are you tackling those? Now, that only comes when you have a strong self-love of what you're doing. Okay. And how to achieve that is one of this technique. This is something that I want you all to practically try more than what I'm telling you. Okay. So this technique is called as the open. So if you go and browse about this, you will have a lot of things, but I want you to all to try this specifically. Very, very simple. There are 4 stages in this technique. Okay. Which will go like where you just close your eyes. Think of yourself if you have a problem with yourself, or think of the person whom you have a problem with, and say these words as if that person is in front of you. If you want, till the time you feel relieved about it. Okay. So it goes like, I am sorry. Sorry for not that you have done a mistake, but without your knowledge, if something has happened through your action, if that person is hurt, say I'm talking about both to yourself and the person. When you're saying sorry, you're actually surrendering or breaking the resistance between both of you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Okay, so you will relax yourself and not be hard on yourself when you say this. When you're forgiving yourself, please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. Very, very simple. I'm repeating it. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. Clear? So I want you to place yourself or people whom you have a challenge with and say this and experience what kind of a lightness you're getting when you're actually doing it. So there is no set number. If you want, you can do it 108 times or till the time you actually feel relieved about it. Okay. So this is the hack I wanted to give you all today. Okay. See, remember, why am I giving these hacks which are beyond just studies is because end of the day, UPSC is a game of psychology, and this can only come when you are relieved in your mind, when you are loving yourself, and when you're confident about what you can achieve. Making sense? The time when your mock scores doesn't click or your answers are not coming right, your mind can shatter you. Like, take my word. But that moment when you are not losing your self-love and trying to introspect what is missing, what action can I take, is where you move on. Clear? Clear? Type clear in the chat box if it is clear. Right? I want everyone to try this technique. Just close your eyes and visualize that person right in front of you, or visualize yourself in front of you. Accept yourself for all the limitations that you have, and love yourself for who you are, and start taking action in case you are not loving yourself, and keep moving forward. I want each of you to try this and take benefit of it. Yeah. So saying this, you all can personally message me after trying this what breakthrough you got, because this is something very personal. If you don't want to share it in a group, you feel free to comfortably share it to me. If you can share it in the group, you can share it in the group. Yeah. Awesome. So let's begin with today's introspection of where we are standing in the preparation quickly. Let's go one by one. So Anubhav, you may begin. Those who are on the video will be given the first preference. If you want the first preference, come on the video. Okay, Anubhav.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
This week was a little hectic, and yes, I started getting up in the morning, 5 o'clock, and then I used to go to walk for some time.
Very good.
And after that, the 20-20-20 rule, which you know, 5 in club.
Yeah.
After that, I used to study for some time, maybe 1 or 2 hours. Then it spell, and then another. But after a few days, my shift got changed to the first shift, A shift, that is from 6 to 2 p.m. Then go to office. There I used to study for some time. Then after coming back, I used to study. Overall, this week was not as much productive as the last week, because it is year ending and a lot of active jobs we have to do in office also.
So this week, coming to the specific, let's be specific in this area of discussion. What was that challenge that came in front of you that you want to resolve? And what breakthroughs you got when it comes to your challenges this week? What clarity you got there? As you're doing your mock tests and preparing for the exam now, your test aspect of it, what clarity you got?
Sir, I was not able to focus. After I came from the office, I was not able to focus because of maybe lack of energy or maybe moodiness.
I know you're stuck. Okay.
Need to work upon it, sir. I was not able to focus properly on my studies.
Could you contemplate on why you could not focus?
A lot of other things came to my mind, sir. Some issues are going, maybe we see in the news that disqualification of Rahul Gandhi, and then I thought this will happen, one party system, just like in China, and all these things were going in my head after I came.
Okay. Yeah. So, keep it
need
very
to,
simple. That's where you need to do this time tracker. Okay. If you're getting focused, you're missing on the focus part, I would recommend all of you to have a Google Calendar, set your time as your officer time. This is what you all need to set for the next, in next 15 days, you should set it. Where that time, your Google should intimate you that you have officer time begins. When your officer time begins, you should be on your study table taking action. Your mind will go apart. If your mind is going apart, please use the Pomodoro technique to focus your mind on track. Keep taking action, and doing it. Getting the point? Rapid focus hours. That 5 minutes, you can think of whatever you want. Again, 25 minutes action, 5 minutes break. Anubhav, especially when you have a work schedule so tight, you have to apportion the things, and that can only happen when you maintain a diary and maintain that Google Calendar slots and take action and write down your mistakes every day. Right? Remember last time I told you about the mistakes diary? Did you do it? Did you start taking action on it? Did you buy a diary and write down the mistakes every day as
Yes,
to
sir. Yes, sir.
what
Yes,
mistakes
I'm doing this.
have to do that? Okay. So, right. Good. So please do it faster and effective. Has your mock test improved? How's your test performance this week?
Sir, I think performance need to be improved. And
Where is it missing?
so short sorts were wrong. So need to look on the basic concepts again.
Correct.
And yes, that's what I
So now,
found.
in your challenge where sure shots are going wrong, and
Yes.
you need to improve that. Now, what is the possibility we have? How do we do it? Now, this is where, Anubhav, you need to take a subject. Okay. For example, let us say economy. You need to take a subject, go to a Google file, take a Google sheet or a Google Excel file, list down all the concepts first. We have already done that for you, but you do it personally. You will know. List down all the concepts looking at either the textbook or either the notes. After all the concepts are done, take each word and try to scribble or write on a paper what do you remember on the concept. There you will get to know which concepts you're lacking the clarity, which you have clarity. Whichever you don't have clarity, circle it and know about it. Making sense? One. Second, again, same technique through the question paper. When you're learning through the question paper and getting clarity on the concepts, the next test when that concept comes, you will improve. So this is how, when you have a boundary, and on that boundary when you're preparing, you'll be more focused rather than reading page to page. Making sense, Anubhav?
Yes, sir. Yes. Thanks. Yes.
This is how you have to do that. So start off immediately. So now full tests are going on. So for revision, you need to go for the brainstorming approach.
Sir, I'm already doing it for geography and for environment. I have done it, and likewise you said I have identified the topics in geography, and I'm started reading it. Thus, the ones which I am stuck in.
We have an initiative planned for all of you, for those who are taking the test series. I hope you're attending it. 8 p.m. we have a question discussion session for 30 minutes happening by Gopika, where he'll be giving you questions, you'll be solving it live, and he will be telling you how to narrow it down. Okay, this is an intimation for all of you. So do that. When you follow the brainstorming approach, you will finish faster. And May 1st week, you all will have an initiative called rapid revision, and you will be noticing how the faculty will brainstorm the whole subject in 45 minutes, full subject. And you will be noticing how rapidly we can brainstorm if you know the concept. Clear? That level you all need to come. And how will you come to that level? Through all these exercises. So Anubhav, take massive action and plan it out this week so that you'll be able to. Okay? Good. Okay. Thank you. Super. And students, when others are sharing, please understand here, there are students of different levels of your journey. When an advanced student is sharing, you need to know what kind of possible mistakes that you might be able to commit, learn from the mistakes. And when you are sharing, the seniors should learn from the juniors as to what challenges they're facing and how did you overcome that challenge. You should recall that. That's how you will be able to move. Okay. Thank you, Anupam. Yeah. Next. Rajnish, please go ahead. How was this week? Briefly.
Good evening, sir. Problems बहुत सारे आ रहे थे, but पिछला 2 वीक से मतलब मुझे सॉल्यूशंस ही मिले हैं एंड प्रोडक्टिव है, लर्निंग भी अच्छी चल रही है, टेस्ट वेस्ट को लेके भी चीजें इम्प्रूव हो रही है, तो कहीं से कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, क्योंकि मैंने थोड़ा सा आई वाज ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड कि कैसे माइंड वर्क करता है. मैं बहुत दिनों से ही कर रहा था, लेकिन उसमें इट वाज अ लॉन्ग प्रोजेक्ट, मतलब 1 साल 1.25 साल से मैं लगा हुआ था इस पे, तो थोड़ी सफलता नहीं मिल रही थी. लेकिन पिछले कुछ दिनों में अचानक से चीजें बहुत क्लियर हो गई हैं और मेरा माइंड जो है वो मैं कह सकता हूँ कि नाउ इट इज somehow under control of mind. So
very good. So I saw that your score has been around 80s. What was the analysis that you figured out?
अभी मैं हिस्ट्री को थोड़ा सा छोड़े हुए हूँ, तो हिस्ट्री पूरा ब्लैंक जाता है. तो मतलब आई वाज फोकस्ड ऑन इन्वायरमेंट वाला पार्ट, थोड़ा सा याद करने वाला था, तो इन्वायरमेंट साइंस टेक पे मैं लगा हुआ था. हिस्ट्री मेरे लिए टफ नहीं है, डेटास है, फैक्ट्स है और मैं कर लूंगा उसको, तो मैंने थोड़ा उसको पुश किया था. ज्योग्राफी वगैरह पे मैं थोड़ा लगा हुआ था, इकोनॉमी पे, पॉलिटी पे, तो इन सब पे अच्छे कॉन्सेप्ट्स बने हैं. मोरलेस मैं पैरेलली दोनों सेक्शंस पे ही काम करता हूँ सर। मतलब एक तो मेरा फोकस ये है कि नॉलेज तो आपका है, लेकिन आपकी जो प्रोसेस है पढ़ने की, उस पे भी लगातार काम होनी चाहिए। और मेरा एक बहुत बड़ा समय सर ये थोड़ा मेडिटेशन पे, योगा पे, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि ये सब चीजें आपको एक मतलब जंप दे सकती है, और बहुत हद तक मुझे मिलता भी है इसका सर। जैसे मतलब मैं जब क्वेश्चंस, जैसे सर ने जो चीजें सिखाई, गौर की सर ने जो भी टेस्ट सीरीज में चीजें सिखाई, वो मैं बहुत जल्दी मुझे क्लिक हो गया कि मतलब मैं उस फॉर्मेट को अब समझता हूँ कि कम से कम 15-20 क्वेश्चन ऐसे आने वाले हैं जो एलिमिनेशन से होंगे, जहां 4 ऑप्शंस होंगे, और वो मुझे दिख जाता है कि ये क्वेश्चन पेपर का फॉर्मेट है कि आपको वहां बस एक ऑप्शन ही ढूंढना है जिसको आपको हटाना है और आपका आंसर मिल जाता है। तो जो भी चीजें आपने सिखाई, मतलब मुझे जो नेशनल आईएएस एकेडमी का सबसे खूबसूरत पार्ट जो लगता है, पढ़ाते सिखाते तो सब लोग ही हैं, लेकिन ये जो टेक्निक वाला जो चीज है, मतलब पढ़ाई को एक टेक्निकल रूप में देखना, टेस्ट को एक टेक्निकल रूप में देखना, रिवीजन को, ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग, ये सब चीजें मेरे लिए बहुत स्पेशली हेल्पफुल थी। और ये मुझे एजुकेशन का एक बहुत बेहतरीन, लाइक जैसे पहले एजुकेशन मुझे थोड़ा सा इतना नहीं पता था कि इस तरह से ये चीजें होती हैं, लेकिन अब समझ में आता है कि नहीं, ये बहुत टेक्निकल चीजें हैं और मैं इसको काफी इंजॉय करता हूँ और मैं इसको अपने लाइफ में भी लगाता हूँ।
Very good,
बहुत
Rajesh.
इंटरेस्टिंग है सर। और जैसे आपने जो भी चीजें सिखाई हैं वो दिमाग में तो था ही, जैसे आप जब बोलते हो ना कि करंट से लिंक करना है, अब ये लिंक करने वाली बात तो पता नहीं चलता था, लेकिन जैसे जैसे मेरा नॉलेज साउंड होता चला गया, अब मुझे लगता है कि मैं ये काम बड़ा आसानी से कर सकता हूँ। मुझे न्यूज़पेपर के पीछे भटकना नहीं है कि हाँ मैं बहुत भटक रहा हूँ। मुझे किसी टॉपिक को अगर जानना है कि करंट में क्या चल रहा है, तो बस मैं उसको उठाऊंगा, सर्च करूंगा, उसको जानूंगा, एंजॉय करूंगा, बात खत्म होगी। मतलब जो भी बातें आपने बताई हैं वो मेरे लिए ऐसा है जो इसको एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग बनाता है।
Good.
और आई एम वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट रिगार्डिंग द जर्नी। रिजल्ट क्या होगा वो मैं बहुत ज्यादा एनालाइज नहीं करता हूँ, क्योंकि
No,
वो
you
मुझे
have
लगता
to.
है कि
This
थोड़ा
is
सा
where I want to correct you here. If something has come as a particular score, I want you all to have an analysis of what missed, what good you did, so that you can take it forward. वो clear होना चाहिए, Rajneesh. Very clear होना चाहिए. See, there are 6 subjects. There is 100 questions where you are operating in. When you are going with full test, you need to know which subjects you're strong, which questions you will attempt. You will not go with the question paper, rather you will search those questions and actually do it. So when you're going in that approach and actually improvising and getting as many questions as possible in your bucket, you will be meeting that cutoff. Getting the point? This is what I want to do. I want you to do. If you have done good with geography, history, polity, economy, revision, you will first attack those questions to eliminate as many as possible. Then will be the other questions as you go about. Making sense? Understanding? This is an approach. Try it out. If it's not working, see what other style works. Constantly, we will need to work upon those questions to be able to build your answer base. Sorry, marks should improve. That's the yeah.
सर एक्चुअली जब मैं क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करता हूँ तो जो भी पार्ट मैंने पढ़ा है, मतलब उसमें दिक्कत नहीं होती है। जैसे जहां जहां मुझे लगता है कि मुझे थोड़ा सा भी मैंने ठीक से रिवाइज नहीं किया है, तो उस जगह पे ही प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही हैं सर। तो मुझे लगता है कि जैसे ही मैं उस चीज को पढ़ूंगा, और चूंकि मैं पेपर्स को बहुत प्रॉपरली रखता हूँ सारे एनालिसिस करके कि हाँ ये सब सारी चीजें, तो जैसे मैं उस सब्जेक्ट को पढ़ूंगा सर, वो जो टेस्ट पेपर्स है मैं उसको एक बार करेक्ट जरूर कर लूंगा सर उस चीज को। एक्चुअली सर बीच में क्या हो रहा था कि थोड़ा सा मैं अपने आप को बहुत प्रेशराइज कर रहा था टेस्ट को लेकर के, तो मेरी स्टडी अफेक्ट होने शुरू हो गई थी मार्क्स वगैरह को लेके। तो थोड़ा सा मैंने अभी उसको छोड़ दिया है। मैं बोला हूँ कि अगर आपकी लर्निंग मैक्सिमाइज नहीं हो रही है पूरे दिन की, तो मतलब थोड़ा दिक्कत हो रहा था। तो बीच में अचानक से परफॉर्मेंस भी डाउन हो रहा था। तो थोड़ा सा मैंने अभी माना है कि ठीक है, आप अपने सब्जेक्ट्स को स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाओ। और जैसे अभी मेरी इकोनॉमी पे या पॉलिटी पे, अभी रिसेंटली मेरी इन्वायरमेंट पे बहुत सुंदर पकड़ बन गई है। तो मतलब जैसे जैसे ये चीजों पे मेरी पकड़ बनते चली जा रही है सर, कॉन्फिडेंस, मतलब जब भी कोई क्वेश्चन देखते हैं तो लगता है कि बन जाएगा, और बन ही जाता है, उसमें दिक्कतें नहीं होती हैं सर, है ना?
Okay, to add on to one point, I want to cut you short a little bit.
Yes,
when you're solving a test, okay, have absolutely no anxiety, but rather take every question as as a single question and appreciate how the question is designed and see if your memory base and your analytical capability is helping you narrow down the point. Got it? So when you are coming out of that zone of, oh my God, I don't know this. Oh my God, I'm unable to recall. You'll get stuck. That's called resistance. But when you are actually appreciating the question and seeing what you know that you can eliminate, you will start finding out those cues. I'll give you an example. There are many techniques of solving the questions. Like, for example, if extreme words come in subjective papers, majority of the times they are not correct because there can't be an exact thing as it is in subjective content. Okay, for example, all all mammals are egg-laying animals. Sorry, all mammals are all mammals are non-egg-laying animals. If something like that comes, not necessary. There is mammal that also lays eggs. Making sense? So there can be an exception. All corals are only found in warm waters. Not necessary. So there could be subjective exceptions. So you should also think with practicality, and that aspect comes when you appreciate the question and try to see at a time, as Rajneesh mentioned. Go one step at a time and keep moving forward, and you will be able to do it. And we have started another initiative from today. It will be more of a YouTube initiative where, we will be discussing 300 topics, which are high intensive and high important topics related to UPSC. And those topics alone, if you are able to focus and use the Google technique and what is given in the discussion, more than sufficient. You will be able to at least get around 20 to 30% overlapped in that. Okay, so utilize that for the test series when it comes to your current affairs. Clear?
सर जो अभी आपने लास्ट में बताया सर, ये जो चीज है सर, ये तो इसके बारे में तो हमें कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन मिली नहीं सर.
That's what I told you. It's a YouTube initiative, but we will be providing you the topics and everything in advance. But it will be coming up as videos on YouTube, which we'll be sharing with you. You can go through the video and finish the notes. Clear, Rajneesh?
सर जो भी सर मैंने अभी बताया सर कि एक्चुअली जो गौरकी सर का जो डिस्कशन है, मतलब जो मुझे जो सबसे ज्यादा हेल्प करता है, जो अभी आपने जस्ट बताया कि अभी मैं कर भी रहा था क्वेश्चन, तो एक क्वेश्चन था कि एक आदमी जो है एक घूम रहा है, उसको एक मॉन्स्ट्री मिली और उसको एक फ्लोटिंग लेक मिला. तो मुझे मैक्सिमम चीज नहीं पता था, बस मुझे ये पता था कि मणिपुर में एक झील है जो लोकटक लेक है, उसको ऊपर, दैट वाज द इंफॉर्मेशन. और मुझे क्लिक किया, मैंने ऑप्शन देखा, तो वो जो अभी आपने बोला ना कि वो रेसिस्टेंस नहीं ऑफर करना है खुद को, ये बहुत हेल्प करता है सर. और उससे क्वेश्चंस बनते हैं सर, बहुत क्वेश्चंस बनते हैं. वो रिदम होता है, कौन सा क्वेश्चन आपका बन जाएगा, यू कैन नॉट प्रेडिक्ट इट अर्ली. बहुत क्वेश्चन में बहुत कम इंफॉर्मेशन से आंसर्स आपके निकल जाते हैं.
Absolutely. Good. Thank you for that sharing. So very good. Okay. Thank you, Rajneesh. Next.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah. So next, Gopika. Sorry, Neha. Neha, please go ahead. You're on video.
Yes. Hello, sir.
Hello, Neha. What was completed this week and what realizations you had?
I started with the static portion for prelims, geography. And this week has been very busy with COVID again surging back. And two of my family members are suffering because of that. So I decided that this week I would complete more hours of the lectures, but because of all of this situation, I've not been able to give in that much of time or the time that I had scheduled. So, but I think this week I learned that this is going to happen for the rest of the year. I cannot really plan that this is the time that I will have. I might have to adjust and still go on with the studies. I cannot really stop thinking that, no, this is not the time which I want to study.
Absolutely. You are absolutely right. Very good realization.
Yeah, and that did take a toll on me because I decided that I would at least complete 4 lectures in a day, but that has not been happening. It's 2-3 lectures. And also I began studying these lectures in the last week. So I thought that I might start with completing 5 of them, maybe in 10 days, but it is not happening yet. But
So check, what do you think is your reason of why it's not happening?
uh,
Is it that you are taking your notes slowly, or is it that you're pausing your video a lot of times, or what is the reason? What did you figure out?
yeah, sir, I think it is watching a lecture and understanding is a bit different than reading a book and just memorizing it.
Ah.
Um,
So what are you
watching,
doing? Are you listening to the lecture or trying to read a book and memorize things?
no, sir, I'm actually trying to watch the lecture and understand, but it does take more time than an hour to again go back and see something that I've not understood. Maybe that is what is taking more time, which I had not expected.
Okay. This is
That's
a
what
mistake that a student commits. Okay. So does anyone want to add anything to what challenge that Neha was facing? How did you overcome? Katyayani, would you be able to share how did you overcome or did you face this challenge when you were doing that?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone. So initially, when I started my preparation, I started with geography, and I had this very bad habit of, FOMO, fear of missing out. So I would want everything, like whatever sir is saying, I would want that on my notebook. So I would stop the lecture. Maybe if it's a 1 hour lecture, I would take 2 hours to complete. So it was weird because I took a lot of time, okay, initially. But then I realized, I think I spoke to you, sir, initially, and then you said that you need to, notes means crux. It's not a book. You're not rewriting a book. I think this is what you made me understand. So I used to then patiently hear him out, hear what sir is saying. Then sir, like he mentioned, that whatever is important, I will write it on the whatever board or whatever he's using, the document. So I use that as a technique. I patiently first listen to the lecture and then I make notes.
Good.
So this is what I followed. And also related to that, I started reading the context or the textbooks, whatever is available, whatever was prescribed by our teachers. So then it became easy for me. I mean, it became a rhythm. So if that helps you, you should also follow, Neha.
So Neha, so adding on to what Katyayani said, you will be listening to the video only once. Going back. Train your mind for this, okay? And as the video keeps going on, whatever crux that you're able to get out of it, write down the concept and write down the crux, okay? And after that is done, when you reread your notes, is it making sense for you? You check it out, okay? So is it making sense? Am I able to get a clarity? If you want to know whether it is making sense or not, you can explain that concept to someone also. So that way you will get a clear idea. One. Or second, take a piece of paper, write down the headline and try to write down what all do you think you understood about the concept. For example, let us say you came across a Big Bang theory as a part of geography, assume. What do you understand about Big Bang theory? What all do you remember? Just brainstorm on the paper. If you're able to express something out of it, at least 20 to 30%, you're good to go. Keep going forward. Understood? So when I say geography, you can divide that into oceanography, climatology, geomorphology. So what do you mean by geomorphology and what do you learn as a part of geomorphology? If you're able to remember and understand, good to go. So this is how you got to keep moving forward. And that's how you will be able to complete things. At first go, you will not get that impeccable clarity that you want. But over this exposure, you will actually be able to get it when you're applying the concept to the questions. When I say earthquake, oh, what do I understand by earthquake? Earthquake means shaking of the earth. Okay. Oh, how does the earth shakes? There is a theory called a plate tectonic theory. What is the plate tectonic theory telling? There are two plates that come and merge and the friction between the plate causes earthquake. Oh, great. What type of plates are they? Oceanic plates, continental plates. So what happens when continent merge? What happens when continent ocean merge? What happens when ocean merge? What are the examples that are there around when it is happening? Example, when continent merge, there will be mountains. Example, Himalayas. Oh, then the question should come. Andes is there, Rockies are there, they're very volcanic. Then why Himalayas don't have volcano? Does Himalayas have volcano? I've never seen volcano. Himalayas don't have volcano. Why? Because when two continental plates merge, there is a concept where there is no suppression of the plate, because of which the lava formation won't happen. So this is how you link things. See, now I didn't by heart that concept to tell you. I'm telling you from my subconscious mind about the concept called earthquake. Making sense? So after you do that, then when you go to this technique that I'm teaching you of earthquake, okay, there you will get to know that, oh, Turkey had an earthquake recently. Afghanistan had an earthquake recently. And earthquakes are measured is being discussed. Then why are they touching Turkey, Indonesia, Himachal? Why are these regions having problem? So if you go and check plates of earth, okay, example. So you will notice that all these places are actually in the plates borders. Getting the point? Where is Himachal? Here. Where is Turkey? Here. Neha, making sense? How you all should learn?
Yeah.
Making sense? This is how you got to understand. Understood the point, okay? So don't go back and forward, and that will consume a lot of time. Glad you shared this. And for all those of you who are starting, if you're doing this mistake, kindly avoid it. Focus on making notes and understanding and brainstorming to check if you have understood or not. Neha, clear?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Thank you.
So good. Please do that. And that's what I always tell. Have an accountability partner. Your sibling, your friend will be a great person. Can we have a genuine discussion of 15 to 30 minutes? Okay. It's okay if he gets bored. That is where your challenge lies. How can you make it interesting for him? The day you learn to present things in a way that they are interested, you win this game. See, why is the Prime Minister the favorite around the world and for the people around India? It's because he has a good presentation of what he knows about things, correct? I'm just giving an example, not supporting any party. But what I'm trying to tell you is a leader is one who can always simplify things and clarify things to others. And that's what you all are about. Neha, clear? Do
Yes,
that.
sir.
Good. Thank you. Next, Gopika, go ahead. Gopika, you there?
Hello.
Hello,
Hello,
Gopika. Hello, Gopika. Yes.
sir. Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So this week I was pursuing with my environmental classes, and the concept here is very much easier for me because I'm already from a science background. So it is very easy for me to understand. But the challenge that I face in this subject is the organizations and the some of the unions that is made up to preserve our environment, or like so many things like environment, the climate change, especially for the animals, and to preserve the biodiversity, the biosphere. So all these things. So all these unions are so much to just to remember, and also actually, as I already said, the concepts is easy for me and it is easy for me to understand. But the subjects, the unions and the organizations which are meant to, which are formed to preserve all these things, that is confusing me a lot.
Go on.
So Karthik ma'am already gave us a plan of making mind map for each and everything. So I think that will actually help me very well in this thing. So I think I can even use the same strategy for all the other subjects. So as
Absolutely.
you know, I've just making notes of I mean basic notes on all my subjects. I think this is the first understanding I got, like making some easy mind maps to recover all the topics that I've just covered.
Absolutely.
So this is the one main realization that I did this week. And the second thing was I'm attending the polity classes live, and I find this live politics classes are so interesting and enjoyable. Like this is so much interactive, so that I can ask my doubts whenever I when I get that at that same time, and she is clearing me in the exact same way that I want her to. So I have a request to add me in all the live sessions. So
Very good.
I would like to be a part of all the live classes that is going to happen in this
Very good.
platform.
Whatever possibility is there,
Because
you know, you can attend. Yeah.
yes, sir. So I find this live classes to be more interesting than the recording sessions.
Absolutely, it's perspectives. That's what, you know, the concept here is, you know, if you are doing the recorded, you will finish the class and ask the doubts. If it is live, you will ask the doubts right then and there. That's the difference.
Actually, I'm getting more doubts when I attend the live classes than the recorded ones.
Okay. Now, how are you doing your polity? As the polity class is going on, how are you making your notes and how are you going about that? Are you doing that activities after the class is done?
I'm just making the running notes when she takes the classes. As we can download the slides from the the portal as well. But taking running notes is very much helpful for me.
Good.
Then after that, I'll be just going through the topics that she covered in my Lakshmikant book, and I feel like she is making all the topics very easy to understand,
Yes.
but than the book. So
Absolutely.
I would just love to attend the live classes. Thank
Very
you
good.
for inviting me for that live class. Thank you.
Thank you. So here, Gopika, one thing that you need to do another separately is, as and when the concept is clear, on that concept, find the current affairs and write it down. For example, if you're coming across Article 19 of our Indian Constitution, which is about freedom to Article 19, Clause 1, Clause A. Okay. So just type Article 19 and find out the current affairs if anything is there. Making sense? So,
Yes.
for example, Article 19, the Hindu, you will get immediately the perspective. So, Constitution bench to check if there is a greater curb can be imposed. Okay, and freedom in authority. And there is a perspective, these two are in news. Making sense? So to check if greater curbs can be imposed on minister's speech. So Article 19, Clause 1, Clause 2 is in news with respect to minister's speech. Making sense? And freedom in authority on the right to free speech. Again, it is with respect to minister's speech. Okay. Why exactly it is coming in? What is the logic behind it? What did I learn? And what is actually going on in the reality? This is how, when you are able to link, your mains preparation is done. Gopika, understanding?
And yeah, sir, I'm getting a fear
Please
of
do
the
that.
exam.
You don't need to make notes of all the minute details of, as you go to the government, you will notice that who elects a vice president, sorry, who appoints a vice president, who removes the vice president, and what is the age limit, all those things will come. You should not get overwhelmed there. Rather, you should be focusing on the analysis part and the importance of the institution. And you basically go ahead with the analysis and the current affairs part in your notes. For the facts and data, you have either the Ganesha's book or Lakshmikant book for your reference. Clear, Gopika? This is what I like to tell. So, and ma'am will also be giving you notes. So the notes are pretty comprehensive. So utilize the notes to make note of the analysis rather than you sitting and writing everything. Yeah.
Okay.
This applies mainly for polity and history, not for other subjects. Why am I saying for polity and history? Is because those subjects have clear-cut fixed data. You can't rearrange things if and there's another book. Clear. So the things are fixed, and on the fixed area there will be current affairs developments. So it's easy to read. Yeah, Gopika?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Please do that. Very good. Good
Thank
sharing. Thank you. Next. Katyayani, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. So like I mentioned, it's going, my preparations are going pretty much on track. Just that I feel that I get very confused when I see a particular question. I always feel that I overthink actually, and I spend a lot of time, because of which ultimately I end up choosing the wrong answer. I have observed in my preparation that initially I select the right answer, but then again, because of my overthinking, I come back and then contemplate and choose the wrong one. Also, when I am covering my subjects, I'm missing out on my revision. And when I'm revising, I'm missing out on covering my portions. So I don't know what is the issue, maybe the time management.
Can you
Uh,
repeat the last part? What are you missing out?
So whenever I am revising, I'm missing out on covering the concepts, and vice versa. Whenever I am covering the concepts, I'm missing out on revision. So
Okay.
yeah, this is something that I'm facing currently. Probably it's because of my time management. I need to set this better.
Yes.
And then I'm focusing on current affairs also. So probably that is why also I'm missing out on the other two, because I'm spending maybe say 45 minutes to 1 hour every day on current affairs.
Correct. Not needed. See, this is where we need to tell you. See, for example, for the March batch who are taking test series, the timetable is a little close. It's a little crunched when compared to those who are taking it from Jan. Okay. So now, whatever time you have, if you have 1 week or 3 days, whatever it is, that 2.5 days, whatever you're preparing, should be the preparation time, and that half a day should be the revision time. Whatever you can learn in that slot, you shall revise and go. Because what is the point of you covering everything if you're not able to recall in the exam hall? So why many of the students miss out in prelims especially is because they want to cover more and more and more of areas. Rather, the accuracy part will fall down because they don't revise or get clarity on things. So the focus, the first preference has to be with respect to accuracy, and then it should be about your range. So focus on that particular aspect. And if you're missing out on the accuracy, you need to get clarity on your concept. And what I shared with Anubhav, you can try that, Katyayani.
Sure,
Go with brainstorming to get to know whether you know a concept or not. If you know a concept, why should you sit and read? Go next, go next. Wherever you don't have clarity, only that you see. Only when you go in that approach, you are actually getting to know what you know and what you don't know. When you know what you know and when you know what you don't know, you will know what to know about it.
Sure,
Understand?
sir. Yes.
So do that particular aspect and you will be able to improve. Okay.
Sure, sir.
So do that. Yeah. And the current affairs part, as I told you again, if you're seeing the current affairs part on the concepts, link it to current affairs and see it on Google. One, or second, you can rely on the top 300 topics that we are giving you, and that alone will touch upon the major areas of current affairs. Katyayani, understand this, out of 100 questions, 80 to 85 questions are based on concepts, which are in current affairs. The 15 questions are straightforward current affairs questions, which are random, or that could be important according to government, which you can't nearly tap upon. All right. For those 15 questions, you don't have to do a lot of separate current affair as such. Rather, you can use those hacks of 300 topics that will cover things. And when you have a strong conceptual base, that alone you will be able to do.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Abhishek, everyone is able to hear. Please check your net connection. Clear, Katyayani? Understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And participate in the mentorship calls that are very important, and also attend the 8 p.m. calls, which will help you crack the questions.
Done. Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, I'll tell you, when the state that you need to be in, give me any question and I can crack it, especially for mains or for prelims, because any question you will be able to know something about it, and it's not like a statement, a single word question where you don't know. There will be some areas or some logics that you can use to actually bring it down as a wrong answer. That knack when you get, you are the winner. Okay, keep focusing on that technique.
Sure,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because the mindset change that we need to have is, whatever I know, and with what I know, I'll take the exam. It's not like, oh my God, I didn't study this, I didn't study that. It's according to you, but not according to the exam. It might or might not even come. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, super. Yes. Sindhu, go ahead. Sindhu, you're there?
Good evening, sir. Yeah, I'm going with geography, CSAT, practice, and economics. The revision is going well. So my challenge is, like Katyayani said, current affairs, sir. I didn't cover current affairs properly, so I'm really worried about it.
Okay. So that's what, as I told her, you have two options. As you're covering your notes, you link it to current affairs and see which are in news and star market and focus on it. Second, the 300 topics that we are touching upon will cover things. And thirdly, whatever questions you're solving in full test are taken completely from the current affairs angle only, what can come in the exam. So even if you feel you have missed out on the current affair, you would have solved the angle that the UPSC examiner could ask in the question. Sindhu, making sense? I'm again repeating this example. If Rahul Gandhi MP disqualification is in news, the question that can come will be upon the MP disqualification of MP or Representation of People Act. On that, you would have solved a question. So even if you don't know what is going on with Rahul Gandhi and the issue about it, you will still know what concept is behind it. Understood?
So, sir, there is no need of reading Vision IAS magazines or something for current affairs?
Not needed. This is what I'm trying to tell. Okay. See, any magazine, any monthly magazine, not just Vision Monthly Magazine or any monthly magazine that you can take. Okay.
Yes.
See what they're doing, they're taking an issue and analyzing deeply in both the prelims and the mains perspective. I'm not saying you should not, but if you, that's optional. If you want, you can, or else not needed. End of the day,
Yes, sir.
listen
2
to
months
me.
time, so
See, sorry.
nothing. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is that when you narrow down on the focus topics and try to find out what is in current affairs about it and read those newspaper articles, it makes more sense when it comes to rather than reading those documents. You understood? Because you are not the only one who's reading it, and you're not reading the language of the examiner's language of the content that the examiner is reading. Yeah. So go with the newspapers. The newspapers will give you the crux of the matter, and that is what you need. Use the Google technique to do that. Sindhu, making sense?
Yes, sir. But presently I'm not reading newspaper because there is only 2 months time.
No. I'm not saying you should sit and read the newspaper. What I'm trying to tell you, see, for example, I'll give you an example. Okay. So, 1 second. So, for example, central bank digital currency is a topic. Okay. Central bank digital currency is a topic, correct? Okay. So, what did I tell you? So, central bank digital currency, the Hindu. Okay. So, what is CBDC? When you come across it, this particular article will cover everything that you need. So you see this. What is CBDC? What purpose would it serve? First, purpose. Second, what is the prevailing perception about CBDC outside India? This is the mains perspective. And third, what are the varied forms of CBDCs? Probability. And what would the supply chain be like? And what models does the RBI deem suitable? Okay. And if you notice, so here in this particular article, everything related to this is provided. So what the monthly magazine does is actually take this and concise it. One. Second, in this particular article, you know what the question can come? It's not about CBDC. The question will be with respect to how is the digital currency different from cryptocurrency? Making sense? So from this, they will talk about. Now, when you're reading all of this, okay, I know what is CBDC, what's happening. But the question will not be directly on this. It will be on the application part and the clarity part, which the angle would be touched in the test series. Understood? So the first priority can be given to the test series. Second priority can be given to the hot topics. Third priority can be given to the monthly magazine. But if you are able to find time and if you're able to read it, please go ahead and read it. There's nothing, no problem. Understood? Yeah. So I'm not saying no to anything. You can read whatever you want. But the point is all about your priority. If you have done your basic part, you can go to the next. And another hack is if you want, you just take the concepts out of it. I mean, take the content part of it alone. Don't go through the explanation at all. And you make your own notes of that particular concept. You are also learning a lot from it. Sindhu, clear? Go ahead. What is it?
Actually, I have had that we have to solve the question papers. It is better to solve the previous question papers of other exams conducted by UPSC. Does it help, sir? I'm just trying to do that.
I mean, it does help. But again, end of the day, the style of questions will change. Okay. But
Top.
the topics remain the same. So you can solve it. So we have exams, very good exams such as the Central Armed Police Forces, okay, and other exams where the question paper is of the level of UPSC. So if you want more and more questions to be solved of UPSC, you can also solve the other exam papers also. There's no harm in that. The first focus has to be you solve all the 27 years of question papers and learn through the options and update it. Even after that, if you have time, you can solve other question papers also. But the logic is very simple. As I told you earlier, 20 tests, 2000 questions, 8000 facts. In previous year questions, 2,500 questions, 10,000 facts. 18,000 facts that you have, you revise them 2-3 times. What are the chances that you can't eliminate 165 times? That is what I'm telling. Not just other exams. You can solve basically any number of question papers also, but the content, the clarity remains the same. If you got that, Sindhu, getting it?
Thank you.
Okay, to answer your question, yes, it will help you. You can solve other papers. Okay, good. Thank you. So, very good. Next, Aarti. Aarti, how's your preparation going?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, I have started off with environment this week, and then I'm attending the polity life classes.
So what was your realization this week about the journey of UPSC?
Yeah, this week, like adding on to what I have finished, geography, I just feel like there's piling up of revising and then simultaneously going ahead with PYQ and incorporating that in notes. I just I don't feel stable. It's causing instability. Like I couldn't sit at a place and focus and do one thing at a time. It's like it's causing instability.
Absolutely. See, this is what is called as getting into the zone of uncertainty. Okay. And that's what UPSC is exposing all of you into. Tomorrow also, when you're a part of the service, you have, those who are working in the government know about this, correct? So you can't expect a particular day to work according to you. Anything and anything can happen in that particular day. So you entering into the zone of uncertainty and creating certainty is the key for success. So Aarti, this is where the structure building will help. And what is the structure building? Don't focus on the revision right now. Every single day, as and when you finish the subject, you can keep some time to skim through and keep going next. Once you've got clarity, as we discussed with others, you can brainstorm technique you can use, or skimming through technique you can use to get to know what you have learned. And if you have got that basic clarity, keep moving forward. After that, you will be connecting it to previous year questions and building a structure. Getting the point? So that's what you do. As I was also sharing with Sindhu, you can do any amount of question solving possible. But once your notes are done, it's all about the same notes you're utilizing to solve the questions. If it is questions on Akbar, the same questions asked in different angles can come. So Akbar is a huge concept. On that, any angle of question can come. But if some new question where you're learning a new angle, you can update that into the notes. That's how you will put a boundary slowly. Keep going on. Very good observation that you're entering into the zone of uncertainty. The discomfort will be there, but just focus on following the schedule and you will be able to do it. Yeah, Aarti.
Yes, sir. I do have certain things that I should put forth. I will be following it this week and then I'll let you know how it goes.
Please, absolutely. Please do that. Thank you. Super.
Thank you, sir.
Abhijit, are you there? Okay. Abhishek?
Yes, sir.
Abhijit. Okay, please go ahead. Next is Abhishek.
Yes, sir. Like this week was a bit intense. I talked with Kaveri ma'am. My maternal uncle, my mama, he got diagnosed with the blockage in his heart.
Okay.
So I was quite a bit, like for around 1 week, I was not in my home. I was with him in the hospital.
Okay.
So I tried.
Are you able to take any action with respect to preparation this week?
Yes, sir. Like as and when I come back from hospital, even if I was tired or Like I was like I sometimes it was like I was staying for 20 hours in the hospital, but still I used to go and surf the net like in the hospital, even if it was slow, but still I was searching for geographical, like the geography lectures or something. Like I used to listen to them, and I used to study the ma'am's notes, what she sent. And when I came back, like one day I came back around 6:30, and I changed fast and I attended the polity live session.
Good.
So I made efforts to do that. So now
Good.
that the situation is okay, I'm attending the things and I'm making the notes
Very
again.
good, Abhijit. Very good. You know, that possibilities that you create is what is the key. Here, I want all of you to understand this concept called attachment versus commitment. Okay. So when you say you're attached with things, if things didn't go in your control, you actually get the pain, you know. Rather, when you are shifting from attachment to commitment as to what you can do in that particular situation to do things, just like Abhijit shared, right? So when his relative was suffering with a particular challenge, he could have had an option to go into pain and not do anything, but rather still you were to an extent committed to what you were planning to do as part of your goal. And after whatever commitment you had to do when it comes to servicing him or serving him, you came back and did the job right. This is what is called as commitment, a clear example of commitment. So whatever attachment you have, whatever you might cry or feel bad about things, can you change things? This is the question. Rather, if you actually take action, the person whom you're serving will actually get confidence and you will make the situation lighter for everyone. And thereby you will also be light inside for you to take action on the exam. Making sense, everyone? So I want everyone to think on these lines and if possible, write down in a book where all do you think you are attached in life and where all do you think you have to get into commitment. Okay, this is a very deep concept, but I'm just introducing you to it. Attachment will give you pain. What's causing you pain? If it's causing you pain, it's attachment. If you're taking action on working on the pain, it's commitment. Okay. Abhijit, good job. Keep doing it. This is a war. Understand, this is a war with yourself of becoming a better person. Challenges keep coming in. You will fall down, get back up, fall down, get back up. But when you keep doing it, that routine and rhythm will pick up. Okay.
Yes, sir. Like I want to ask you one thing. Like in like during these week or two, my sleep schedule is not that good. Like I'm not getting sleep properly. So
Mm.
like so that when I'm attending, like right now I go morning for my football training, then after that I come. But due to that past 1 week, it's like when I'm starting the classes and it's like half an hour or 40 minutes down, uh, I'm kind of dozing a little bit.
I understand. So this is where you need to plan out your routine properly. We'll connect on a one-to-one, Abhijit. This needs a little more planning and structuring so that that's why I always tell your day planning should not begin with what work you need to do. Your day planning should begin with how much time you need to sleep. Your 24 hours minus the sleep is what is the time that you have for work. Because what is the point of running a car without a fuel in it? It's like you running a car without a fuel in it. So you have to have that adequate sleep that is comfortable for you. And after that, what is the time you have for taking action? So please don't compromise on the sleep. I'll tell you when the exam is a week ahead or day after tomorrow, if you artificially try to do things, you'll hear many things like, take a break, go to movies, don't study, relax. You'll hear many things like that. If you are not a person who likes to relax or you want to go down the routine, follow the routine. If you feel things are overwhelming for you and if you want to take a break, you can take a break. But that break should not come that time. This, you got to get used to it now only. That is why I'm telling every test before, you have to ensure that if 3 days is the time between different tests, 2.5 days you have to study, half a day of revision, you take adequate sleep, go to the test. That practice when you do now, that time it will not become a problem. So don't try to artificially do things. Rather go in a proper routine and let that routine be a powerful routine. So Abhijit, I need to talk to you to set that routine. We need to set things track for you so that you are able to not face this. Okay. We will connect separately. Okay. Okay. Next. Abhishek Vore. Abhijit, clear? Please type yes in the chat box.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Abhishek Vore.
Good evening, sir.
Abhishek, after a long time, I'm seeing you.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Yes.
Sir, I took a break for a month, and again I did my preparation today, and I have completed geography 3 classes, sir, from morning, and I made some notes.
Good, good. So welcome back to the momentum. And what you did as a mistake in this last month of taking a break, I want you to reflect on it and ensure that, you know, that momentum is not given such a long break and take action towards it. Yeah. Abhishek, clear?
I'll repeat it again.
Okay, good. Thank you. Next. Mamta, how was this week? Mamta? Okay, Mamta is busy. Yes, okay. Vijesh, please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello, Vijesh. Good evening.
Sir, in between, I lost the preparation as I talked to you. Currently, again, I am in the momentum, I believe so. I'm covering the economic classes. And the last test I attended is 7th test. After that, I didn't attend any test. I hope I will complete this in all the tests in this month.
Okay, you're writing the test, is it, Vijesh?
Yeah, yes, sir.
But you have not prepared the subjects, right? How are you writing the test?
But I am attending what I prepared. I need to analyze myself.
There's no point writing now, Vijesh. You're not giving the attempt this time, right?
Yes, sir. Maybe.
Yeah. No. There's no point. See, this is what I want to tell you. See, recently we had a student who spoke to me. I'm just telling you a perspective. She's 22 years and she's planning to do her MBA. Now she came and told us, sir, for experience, I'll give the exam. For experience, I'll give test. So please understand, let this mind clearly know that if you're taking an action, you want to win. Don't allow your mind to tell you that, okay, he doesn't take things seriously and he'll just want to do things casually. Okay, I'll also treat it casually. Whenever you're taking a challenge, make it a winnable game. Ensure that, you know, you have a clear idea on what you're doing it and what kind of competitiveness you're building. No casually doing things, no casually trying things, but rather going with the sequence is extremely important. So Vijay, what I'm recommending you is, I want to tell you that, you know, if your optional is not ready and if your test series is not taken, there's no point of writing the exam this time. Rather, I would like you to finish your syllabus and get directly into the mains mentoring program at the earliest. Which is making sense. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So this thing has to go into your mind very clearly. Let your mind know that you're not prepared. And when you're not prepared, you shall not get the chance to properly give your exam. Let it know. And that's when it actually starts taking action. Clear, Vijesh? Even we'll need to connect one-to-one. I'll connect with you separately on this. Okay. So I want all of you to observe the energy of the people who are top performing and what is it that they have that I can borrow. This is how we have to think, Vijesh. Yeah. Good.
Okay.
Thank you. So Mamta, are you able to speak? Okay. So great discussion we had, and let's reflect upon what were our learnings quickly. So the hack of the day is open. I want everyone to try this. There is a lot of pain out there, and let that pain not stop you from bringing the best of yourself. Please don't be hard on yourself. Love yourself and connect with yourself, and this technique will do wonders for that. So I just want to repeat this technique. So I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. Just close your eyes, deeply focus on this and say this till the time you feel calm on your mind. So it's a very important technique. Please do it, and you can feel free to share your learnings or experiences of doing this technique if you want personally to me or on the group. because by you sharing on the group, you're actually contributing, because each of your experience will be an breakthrough for many others. Okay. And then if you're missing the focus on these 3 things. Have a Google Calendar time set, okay, for your schedule, and have a mistakes book for contemplating on your mistakes, and have a Pomodoro clock for having the short burst of focus time. This will really help you build your focus. Okay? There will be many things that will be coming into your mind where you are actually getting distracted, as Anubhav rightly shared, what's happening around all those things. But that slot you have for studies is minimum. So that time, please utilize for studies. And later, if you want, you can do whatever you want. There's a concept called distraction hour. Keep a distraction hour in place and actually get yourself distracted. Watch those Instagram reels, watch the YouTube shorts, watch your favorite movie, whatever you want. But after that half an hour, you should tell your mind that you're going to focus. So when you are having that kind of a structure, understand, your mind will be very clear of what you want. Okay? And next, best practices, please follow brainstorming approach when it comes to revising your notes faster. As Katyayani mentioned, if you're focusing on the concept, she's missing out on the revision. That should never happen. Because if whatever you're focused on the concept, you should revise before the exam, else you will not be able to answer the question. What is the point of studying if you're not able to answer the question? Don't do that. Secondly, how do you speeden up your revision? List down all the concepts, brainstorm, and if you know about that concept, keep moving forward. Only study the concept that you don't know. And we will be providing you 300 topics for you to narrow down on the current affairs aspect. And mind mapping of organizations. As Gopika rightly mentioned about a breakthrough. When you mind map the organizations, for climate change, what are the organizations? For ozone depletion, wildlife protection, different purposes, for desertification, what are the organizations that are present? What are the protocols that are present? When you are able to brainstorm it out, you have a clear idea. And go with intuition. Another sharing by Katyayani again, that remember, when you're taking a question, the first instance, what is your mind telling? 80% of the time it is right. If you again go back and rethink on it, you will miss out on it. So I would recommend you to trust on your intuition. Check for yourself in the test series. Whatever your mind tells at the first instance, your subconscious mind tells, majority of the time it's right, because it knows what it is. And please practice your CSAT. We have another 60 days to go. So if you're weak at CSAT, please check out on CSAT. In CSAT, first preference has to be given to quantitative aptitude and logical reasoning, followed by English comprehension. Please don't rely on English comprehension because it's pretty confusing and subjective. Okay. And lastly, attachment versus commitment. As Abhishek was sharing, your life will have a lot of bowlings. As I always tell, treat life as a game of cricket. IPL has just started. Your life is like a game of IPL. Superb bowlings will come. Amazing bowlers will come. People, situations will play with you. But there, how are you able to hit a 6 for every ball is what takes the action. Okay. 60 days, every single day, let it be a 6 for you. If you're doing mistakes, if you're missing it out, write down your mistakes book and focus on rectifying that mistake. That's the game starts. Okay. Aarti, you have any doubts? You have raised hand.
So I just wanted to know, like, when will the mains mentorship program begin?
That will happen after your prelims. And in your case, once you finish the subjects, you will be starting with the mains mentorship program. So the cycle will begin after your prelims.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Rajavel, anything you want to share?
Yes,
sorry, Rajavel, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Rajavel.
Sir, actually, I have completed environment and geography classes already, and I have started science and technology recently. I have completed nearly 6 videos, but nowadays I'm having time nearly approximately 6 to 8 hours per day. So I have daily I have preparation 6 to 8 hours, but in that 8 hours I wanted to complete nearly more than 4 or 5 videos. So as Neha said, so she faced some issues. So the same issue I'm also facing. So I wanted to cover nearly 4 or 5 videos, but I cannot able to. Actually, I'm taking for 3 hours for one video. That means I'm very interested to taking notes. I'm not getting boring. Yes,
I understood. I understood your point. Again, the point is experience the video and take notes of the crux. Don't go too deep. I'll also share with you a certain samples of how others are making notes. That might give you a very good idea. Okay. Please connect with me separately. We need to read a little bit to fasten things up, and we will do that.
Yes, sir.
Clear? Okay.
Yes.
Reconnect with me separately, one-to-one. I'll be able to help you.
Hello, sir. This is Abhishek.
Is it possible to speak with you now?
Yeah, please. Sure. After the call. Abhishek,
after this call?
Yeah, you can.
Can you please share me the note sample to me?
We'll facilitate. I'll facilitate that. I'll facilitate the best practices so that you'll get an idea.
Thank you.
Right, students. So it was an awesome discussion. Anything else? Anyone want to add on?
Sumanth.
Sir.
1 second. Mamta, please finish. Later, Rajneesh. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Sumanth. So last week I was not able to take the event activities as well, as I was traveling. So apart from that regular, I just finished the art and culture module in this week, and I'll be taking the final test today and tomorrow, both the tests, Sumanth.
Good. Please do that. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Rajneesh, go ahead. Rajneesh, you're not audible.
Sorry, sir. Actually, सर आपने हमें रेकमेंड किया था कि बिहार डायरीज को देखना, तो मैंने इस वीक उसको देखा था. तो सर मतलब जब मैं उसको देख रहा था तो मैं एक चीज कर रहा था कि जैसे लाइक किसी भी सिनेरियो में जब वो थे तो आई वाज आल्सो थिंकिंग कि इस सिनेरियो में मुझे क्या करना चाहिए. तो क्या इस तरह के कुछ प्रैक्टिसेस किया जा सकता है क्या, कि जैसे आप कोई भी चीज देखते हो, कोई अगर कॉन्वर्सेशन चल रहा है, सपोज करो रिकॉर्डेड है, तो वो आप अपने आप को भी कि कैसे मैं उस सिनेरियो में एक्ट करता और फिर उसका वेरिफिकेशन उसके थ्रू, क्या ऐसा कुछ करना फीजिबल होगा?
Role play can be done, no problem. Whenever doing the current affairs also you can do role play. What would I have done if I was in that scenario? Ethical role plays. Ethics case studies are there, right, Rajneesh? This is on these lines only. Case studies will be given. How would you react? What option would you take and why would you take? That's all ethics is all about. So when you are in Bihar dairies, when you are noticing, you will be seeing that how the officer is finding possibilities to do things without coming out of the boundary of legal law. All those aspects you can relate. What would I have done if differently if I was there? That will make work very fun, exciting. That's what it is. You will need to do that.
Yes, sir. I was doing it. I was enjoying it, but it was taking time. So I thought, let's take the advice.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong in taking a break and seeing these kind of things. But remember, whatever you're seeing, what examples can you borrow from there that you can use in the exam should be the idea. So I hope you understood. You are from Bihar. You know what the economy is. So what exactly they're portraying there and what is going on there, why it is like that, why did that person who was a normal person became a big criminal, what factors facilitated him, that's how we should start analyzing things.
एक्चुअली सर जिस समय मैं IIT JEE की तैयारी करता था उस समय लोधा सर उस समय बिहार पटना में बहुत लाइक ही वाज वेरी फेमस एक्चुअली.
I know.
हम लोग उस समय उनको जानते थे, मतलब he was very famous, he was very strict at that time. So
this is where, if you are from there, this is how the interview works. If the interviewer would have seen Bihar dairies and if you are from Bihar going to the interview, you would be very interested to know what is your perspective about Bihar. How do you see Bihar? How is India seeing Bihar and how are you seeing Bihar? When you have a very development oriented and very clear perspective of what this state is and what we can do about it, they will really appreciate it. This is what you need to think about.
One very good learning that I have from Bihar Diaries, sir, like he got suspended because he was very much honest. Like election के time पे उन्होंने strict measures लिए थे, तो even the new government that came उन्होंने उनको suspend कर दिया था. But जब tough case आया, तो he got the opportunity to handle the case. तो उस समय मेरे दिमाग में एक चीज बहुत क्लिक किया कि आप अपने टैलेंट को enhance करो. जिस दिन लोगों को जरूरत होगा लोग आपको जरूर बुलाएंगे, क्योंकि टैलेंटेड लोगों की दुनिया में बहुत कम है.
This is the wrong notion that, you know, the government has only inefficient officers. Is a blind understanding that people have. Not necessary. It's a mix of both. So you are given a very powerful weapon called the service with you. You can do whatever you want. Okay. So the point is, when you're efficient, you will connect with those opportunities and leaders who want efficient people under them. You understood? Okay.
Yes.
So the opportunity. So you are the brains of a minister. You are the brains of the political administration. So when you start giving the right advices, you are shaping the country. This is how your contribution happens. Okay. Good. Okay. So Aarti, you would need to watch that recording. Until then, you won't clearly understand. I'll share the recording with you today. I'll reactivate the recording for you.
The recording has Google Technic too.
Yes, that's what the recording is. I'll share it. Okay, then. Awesome. So I wish you all a very productive week ahead, and we are starting a good fresh month and a fresh financial year starting from 1st of April. So do well. We have another, I think, how many days to go for the exam? Anyone calculated?
It's nearly, sir, 57 days.
57 days, sir?
56 or 57.
No. I think 60 days, right? Okay. 50.
Sir, 30 days and then 27 days, sir. 28 for the exam.
Okay. 57 days. So keep a countdown and take massive action every single day to do. Okay. All the best. And feel free to connect also in case anything is disturbing you.
Sir, वो जो पॉलिटी वाला नोट्स था सर, वो हम लोग तो क्लास अटेंड नहीं किए हैं, बट अगर मिल जाता तो एक बार देख लेते. नोट्स अच्छा था सर.
Done. I'll facilitate it. Are they not sending the notes for you every day?
No, sir. Actually, पहला 2-3 दिन मिला, फिर तो अब मिल नहीं रहा है.
So the idea is,
good, sir, actually,
I'll tell you the idea. The idea is that, you know, polity is divided into segments. Once you finish the segment, you will get the notes completely. That's how it is. I think they're still in fundamental rights. After that, they will facilitate. Okay. Okay, then. Get ready for rapid revision. You should be able to revise the subject as fast as the faculty does. All the best.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.